Okay, I'm with world-class trainer Peter Fury. Peter, how are we doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
So, back in London?
Back in London.
With Savannah Marshall. Savannah, how are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
So, I understand you've got a fight on Friday.
Yeah, I'm boxing on Haymaker card. Joe Joyce is headlining.
Yep.
So, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm glad to be back out boxing straight away.
So, your last fight, let's evaluate your last fight. How did that go for you?
Went really good for me. I stopped her in the second round. So, I was good.
Yep.
Came out uninjured and got the win.
What was the most important thing for you for that bout? I've noticed a fight that you were expected to win. What's the most important thing for you after you've won a bout? What goes through your mind?
When the next one is.
Yeah.
How long I've got off.
Yeah.
Type thing.
Do you not think, like, really deep into your fights, you just think, well, that's fight, let's get over, let's get to the next one? Do you go back to the gym and think, I didn't throw a jab right, or I didn't throw the right hand? Are you that kind of a fighter where you think a lot about your fighting, or just...
Yeah, and in some ways, so I stopped her in the second round, but the first round I went out and I was a bit nervous, a bit tense.
Yeah.
So that's what I've took from that fight.
Mm-hmm.
That was the main point for me, really.
Why do you think you were nervous? It was just being back?
Yeah, I hadn't boxed since August.
Right.
It was my first pro fight in the UK.
Yep.
So yeah, I think so.
And then you took her apart, which I saw you did a very good job in her. So you move on to this fight on Friday. So you're weighing on Thursday?
Yeah, weighing tomorrow.
Okay. How are you feeling in terms of yourself? Do you struggle to make weight? Do you make weight easy, or?
I make weight because I have to make weight, but I do it right.
Yeah.
You know, Peter's.
Of course.
Yeah, I do it right, so it's not a struggle. I'm not like trying to shed off 3 kilo the week before I fight.
Yep.
So it's comfortable.
So the opponent you're fighting, Mexican?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How much do you know about her?
So she's had 10 bouts, won 8.
Yep.
Stopped 5.
Yep.
So she's only lost 2, so it's decent. Really, she's got a really good record.
The 2 losses she had?
I think one was at the start of her career, and the other one was against this girl went on to win a world title.
Okay.
So she's decent.
In the grand scheme of things, Nicola Adams, now Katie Taylor's unified the division, Clarissa Shields, Chantal Cameron. Do you ever look over your shoulder and think, well, these girls are winning world titles?
Yeah, but I'm happy for them.
Yeah.
Type thing.
Yeah.
It's my story, so it's at my pace.
Yep.
I'm in no rush and I'm enjoying it.
Yep.
It's the main thing.
Great stuff, great stuff. And being now the boss, what's it like being with the boss? You've a bit more time working with him now. What's it like being with the boss?
It's good. I'm loving learning new things. That's the main thing for me, and I'm enjoying boxing again, which in the amateurs for a long time I didn't.
What does Peter give you? What does he bring to the table for you personally?
It makes me feel confident through the training we do, in how fit I am and the things I've picked up. Do you know, it's not like I've got doubts thinking, oh, I'm unfit or I've made weight wrong. So that's the main thing, the confidence. Okay,
thanks for that, Savannah. Peter, we've heard a lot about what's been going on with Savannah. She says that you've kind of guided in the right way, which is to be expected from you. You've taken 2 guys and done, Huey and Tyson, done very good stuff with them. How do you think Savannah's been doing in your opinion?
I think she's doing very well. She's improving all the time, down to the quality of the shots, the positioning of the shots, distance. All of these things play a factor. A stature, growing into being a professional, it's all going in the right direction. From A to Z. From the nutrition side, to the weight side, the strength gain side, everything's improving vastly.
So, for you, I mean, people will talk world title fights, I know Savannah says in her own time, but for yourself, when would you like to see Savannah like pushing towards world honours for you?
I'm just going to keep her busy now. Obviously she only fought a few weeks ago, she's out again, so she's on this bill here, and she'll be on Huey's undercard in early September.
Right.
So we're looking to get her some kind of a title for early September.
Fantastic.
So she will fight for some version of a title, and that's it. We'll just keep progressing. You know, look, world titles aren't going anywhere; they're there, but she's coming, and I believe she'll take them.
Okay. You mentioned something about Huey there. So what's the situation? What's the update with Huey Fury?
We've just been informed that Huey's now ranked number 7 with the IBF.
Nice.
Technically, he could even be number 4 because they're still shuffling around, aren't they? Because we'll see what Povetkin's doing.
Yep.
It just depends who's got the rankings. You know, but if nobody's up for the Pulev fight, we'd love to take that fight. Okay. So we take that fight for the mandatory position in 2 minutes. So that would be an ideal fight for Huey if we can make that fight. And we have to see. We have to see who's really looking to do a mandatory and who's really not, because people can take these fights and then back out of them. Mm-hmm. But if we had the opportunity to take that fight, we'd take it. Often
you've said people pull out of fights with Huey Fury. It's something you've been saying a while. When a fighter knocks back a fight with Huey Fury, is it a money situation, or is that a case of we don't want to face him because we've just got nothing to gain in fighting Huey Fury? What is it?
I'm not really referring to anybody pulling out on Huey. I'm just in general talk.
Right. Okay.
You know, fighters can pull out for whatever reason they want. I don't really care.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is, if they want a legitimate, proper contender for a title fight, we'd be interested in it.
Mm-hmm. I know you mentioned Povetkin's name as well. Was one of the guys. I think it was Povetkin, Shah, Pulev.
I think Povetkin, he could be fighting Joshua, so there's no point with him. But if that fight falls through, we'd be interested in that. We're interested in any of them that's in front of Huey, really.
Okay, so September, you're talking. What? I mean, if you can't get those big names, will you defend the British title? Will you move for European honours?
It's all open for discussion, but as far as I'm concerned, to go in camps, I'm not here to waste time in boxing. I'm not here to train a British champion or, I'm into world level boxing. So that's what we want to achieve. So I'm looking at world level fights. Even Savannah, I'm looking at world levels. I'm not looking for mediocre fights.
I know you've said it a lot of times, and I understand where you're coming from, where you want the best and you want to be fighting against the best and challenging against the best and to be the best. But there is a feeling that British champion, where you should defend your title 3 times, Lonsdale belt, win the European, win the Commonwealth title. What are your thoughts on all that stuff?
I think it's fantastic, it depends what you want to achieve. He stepped back down, he had a good British title fight against a worthy champion in Sam. But, we're looking to move on from that. So it's a fantastic belt. He goes in the line of history of heavyweights. Always, it's a prestigious belt, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So basically, it's a fantastic thing. But we're looking to get Huey back on the world stage as quick as possible, because we believe he drew the short straw in that world title fight. So we want him back there ASAP. Now, I'm not saying for a minute that everybody needs world title fights. You've got to grow into it. But I think Huey's 6 or 7 years now as a professional. So his time's come. He's ready, and he's maturing at a fast rate now. He's a different. He's a different boxer, different mentality, different going forward. So he's ready for his shot. So we're looking to get him back there fast.
So you really are not interested in fighting people with lots of losses on their record, or guys that you should be beating up easy. You're looking at real challenging fights at this point, at this stage of his career now. Is what you're saying.
Look, if we can't get food, we'll take anything, whatever. But I don't want that type of fights. But if something comes up and we can't make the good fights, then we've got to get the best fighter next one available.
Well, what about
I'm sure we'll get a good quality opponent for Huey.
What about the term warm-up? I've heard a lot about this term warm-up in boxing, where guys are fighting opponents that they should really have no business being in the ring with, but they're using it as a warm-up. But they warm up to absolutely nothing.
Warm up for what? In the dressing room, getting ready. You warm up in your training camp. There's no warming up to do with anything. Unprepared, then what's a warm up? No such a thing. Well, I don't do warm ups.
Okay, so no warm ups. Not in Camp Fury.
Don't do warm ups. Not interested.
Okay.
I do warm-ups for a beginner who's never boxed before. Then they've got to learn. Professionals have to learn. But don't do warm-ups. Not into warm-ups, no.
On the subject of warm-ups, this weekend just gone, the boxing. Did you manage to watch any of the boxing? Did you catch any boxing? Did you see anything?
I didn't, but I was in the Runnymede Hotel in down south.
Okay.
So I did try and have a look, but I couldn't see because I was having dinner and I never got to see it. I seen somebody sent me some clips on the phone, so I had a quick look.
Your thoughts?
Boxing's a hard old sport.
Okay, we move on. So, world boxing, Dillian Whyte, Joseph Parker, fights been made. Do you see why that fight's been made, in your opinion, or?
I think it's a good fight. I think I've always rated Parker. I think Parker's a good fighter, and I think Dillian. Let's see. This is the acid test for Dillian Whyte because this is the most serious fight he's had, apart from the AJ fight. So this is. We'll see just how good Dillian is.
Now, against Joshua, the feeling around many is that Joseph Parker didn't really go for it in the later rounds. He, for whatever reason, like in the 11th and 12th round, he just seemed to be quite content to get to the 12 rounds rather than really go for it, be in a position where he could have really upset the apple cart and become, unified champion.
The referee was a joke, wasn't he, in that fight?
Absolutely.
That's number one. But number two, he just couldn't get to AJ, could he? Because he had the right tactics for him. He did enough. He got the centre, and every time he went to attack, AJ got on his toes and moved that away. So if you can't penetrate it, and they're expecting these rush attacks, and that's all you've got, then there's not much you can do. So he didn't have the answer. So AJ was the better man on the night.
So is Joseph Parker a world-class heavyweight, or is he a guy that's just a good fighter?
Yeah, he belongs where he is. Look, he's dedicated. He lives and breathes in the gym, and that's what you got to be a world champion. So, of course, he's a worthy world champion. He's a gold medalist. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he's done everything he needed to do in boxing. Somebody's only gone the distance with him once, and that's Joseph Parker. So, it speaks for itself. He's got the belt, so give the man his maximum credibility. He's a good fighter.
Now, when people look at the fight with Joseph Parker and Anthony Joshua, they'll go back and refer to the fight with Huey Fury and Joseph Parker. People say two different contrasting styles, but they say that often people say Huey did a better job on Joseph Parker.
You got to say it was very similar. Probably Huey hit him with more right hands and Huey never threw enough. Joseph threw him. Anthony threw the right hands, but he's missing. Mm-hmm. So, look, Huey won that fight convincingly. It's politics, isn't it?
Absolutely.
But let's not go into that.
Yep.
We're going to move on. But it's done Huey no harm because look where he is now.
Yep. Absolutely.
So it's all education across the board. You know what it's like to win something, get cheated out of something. It's like being falsely accused of something. Nobody likes it, does
mm-hmm.
it? But look, this is boxing. He's luckily for him, at just 23, just turned at the time. Mm-hmm. I think we've got a heavyweight of the future. He's a spectacular heavyweight, and I don't say that. Forget being sons and relatives. It's like when I was bagging Tyson years ago. Mm-hmm. I told everybody mm-hmm. back then. They said, "Oh, he's falling over his own feet." I said he'd be a world champion. Hence, he was a world champion. So, like I said, I know me boxing. I know talent when I see talent. Yeah, and he is a very special individual. He's getting better and better, and he'll do great things in the sport, I'm sure.
What do you think it takes to be a great champion, Peter? What are the ingredients?
It takes everything. You need to be a very sensible person. You've got to be a very humble person, and you've got to see danger around every corner, because nothing's promised. Nothing. And you get in boxing, if you're not the real deal, you get found out. So best to say, you talk, do what you want. Everybody's got a different personality, but for me, back up. You just got to back it up, and sooner or later, you have to back it up.
I want to talk a bit about Brendan Engel, passed away.
Yeah.
A gentleman that I've called the greatest British trainer in terms of things he's achieved, British, Commonwealth, European, World, area titles, and how much he's had an effect on those young people. All those young people have gone through the Winkelbeck gym. Your thoughts on Brendan Ingle?
I think he was a great man, he was a great trainer, as you rightly said, and he deserves to be awarded properly. I'm sure he will be in a Hall of Fame as great trainers go down. And he was an exceptional man because he helped so many young kids as well. He did a lot for the communities in his area, and there's a lot of things which people don't see. So excuse me. So he definitely needs the highest of acclaim. He was a great man. I met him when I was 9 years of age in his gym when Elroy Graham was getting there, and I used to go with my brothers and we used to train there, and always had time for the young kids. He was one of them. Even when you was a young lad and you met him, you wanted to be around his company. He was a very, very kind man, So I remember that as being a young lad as well. So I hold him in the highest of regard.
On the same day, Dean Francis, one of the guys I kind of grew up and idolised, he passed away as well. Did you ever get to see Dean Francis fight?
I did. I know he boxed Matthew Barney.
Yes.
And again, very, very sad. That's a horrible disease, and I think people need to do all they can to try and work out what a solution is there. Is it the food? Is it all the shit we eat today? What is it? Something's going on. I think we need to have a look back and live how we used to live 50 or 60 years ago. Then we probably wouldn't have it. Probably die out again. So it's obviously modern culture what's causing the problem somewhere.
Absolutely.
What that is, I don't know, but anything that can be done to get people on the right track, that is a horrible, horrible, evil disease, that is. And anybody, all the charities, maximum respect. We've done a few things over the past ourselves. So anything can be done with that. It's everybody should pay attention and try and help towards solving the problem. But heart goes out to his family, such a young age to pass. Terrible.
It was devastating. First I was devastated to hear Brendan Ingle, and then straight after I heard about Dean Francis, like, oh no.
Yeah, very sad.
As a trainer, Peter, and what's happened for you through the years, do you ever turn to yourself and think, why am I in this sport? Why am I bothering? Why am I still here? Why do I bother to get up in the morning? All the nonsense is going on around me. What keeps you going?
Look, nonsense, whatever you want to call things, I'm not really interested. I do the best I can, and you see, look, people forget, but what I see in young boxers coming through, especially my own family, is a beautiful thing in them. What they achieved, the struggle they went through. I got the best of memories. So for me, it's not about whatever. There is downs and ups. Nobody does ideal things in life, so it's one of them. But working with the right people, and Savannah here, tell me why we get up in the morning and box, because she's a lovely person. Yeah, I enjoy her company. She's very appreciative. She learns all the time, and what an achievement to take to try and help somebody and bring that talent forward to create great things and a good future for their self. So when she gets older and gets to my age, she'll think, well, he helped me back then. Look, good things pass. We was only on about it on the train. Yeah, good things pass on. So when you do good to people, they'll do good to somebody else. So there you are. Bit of philosophy for you.
I enjoy it.
Not just a trainer, by the way.
No, you're a philosopher. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm a thinker, that's for sure.
That's for sure.
I've thought about this life many a time, to your question.
Yeah.
What's the point of this? What's the point of that?
Yep.
But the point of everything is love for your family. That's what gets you up every morning. That's what gets you up. The respect you get from your people, the people you work with, your close people, and stuff like that. That's what gets you up in the morning. Not money, nothing.